If you want your makeup to look natural but put together and you only have about 10 to 15 minutes, this tutorial is for you. This is my quick and easy, natural, everyday makeup tutorial, and it's not just about how fast you do your makeup, it is about the techniques, the products, even the brushes, and I'm going to talk about all of that in today's video, so if you want to know how I achieved this look in just 10 to 15 minutes, keep on watching. When I'm in a rush to do my makeup, I always start with the skin first because if I have to skimp out on the eyes later, my skin needs to be perfect. So I'm going in with one of my favorite skin tints. This is the Milk Hydro Grip Gel Tint in the shade 2. And I just like to squeeze out a little bit onto my finger like this. And then I'll just spread it on my skin, just kind of messy and quick, not being too precise with it. And then I use my favorite foundation brush that always blends my skin products out so flawlessly, never leaves any streaks or anything like that. It's got this like cat paw shape and it's just so perfect. I'm gonna link it down below. I just use a bouncing motion to melt that skin tint into my skin. I just take about a minute to blend this out, making sure there are no streaks or patches or anything like that. My skin is extremely dry right now and the skin tint did not cling to any of my dry patches. This one also is really good if you want a more long wearing skin tint. I really do feel like this actually grips to the skin, whereas some tinted moisturizer skin tints are kind of just like more skincare based and they don't actually last as long. I just wanted something fairly light coverage that looked natural like skin, but that's gonna even out my entire skin tone really quickly. And now the areas I want a little bit more coverage, I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of concealer. I'm using the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Concealer in the shade Fair Rosy. I'm just gonna dot that under my eyes and around my mouth and chin where I get a little red, and anywhere else I might have a little bit of redness, any blemishes, anything like that. And I'm just going to use my Rare Beauty concealer brush, which has that same kind of cat paw shape as the foundation brush that I used. I will also link this one down below. I'm just going to press that concealer into the skin. The key here is not to overdo the concealer because one, it's going to take a lot of extra time to blend out extra concealer if you did apply excess. But number two, for a natural kind of no makeup, everyday makeup, concealer can really make your makeup look heavy. So it's easier to add more than it is to take away. That is what I always preach. So less is more when it comes to concealer, especially when you're doing no makeup, take it from me. All right, so my base is looking really even, but I'm looking a little bit like a ghost, so I want to add some dimension to my face. But here's the thing. Contour can be really difficult and it can take a lot of time to apply, map out, and blend out if you're not using the right product, the right brush, the right technique. So I'm going to show you the fastest way that I like to do my contour because I really don't want to spend too much time on this. I'm using the Too Faced Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick in the shade Milk Chocolate, and I'm applying this slightly above the hollows of my cheeks. I'm putting it on my forehead, a little bit on the nose and jawline. The reason I chose this product is because it blends out like butter and the actual applicator stick is quite thin and easy to use. It's not as big as other contour or bronzer sticks that I've used. I think one of the most important tools that I use for my contour is my brush. I'm using the Refi dual-ended brush. I'm going to link it down below because it is incredible. I use the more dense, smaller side to do the initial blend, and then I flip it over and use the fluffy side, and that just airbrushes everything in so smoothly. These two products together are the easiest way to contour. That was literally so quick and easy. And another thing I love about this bronzer is the color, especially at fair skin like me. The shade is so beautiful. It's more on the cool side, which I personally really like. Now for blush, I think I found one of the most elite blush combos ever. I'm so excited to share it with you. Starting off with the Westman Atelier Baby Cheeks blush stick in the shade Garçon. I'm just going to take this and apply it to the back of my hand, just like so. And then I'm going to take my blush brush and just kind of stipple it on that blush I applied on the back of my hand. This is going to make it so quick and easy to blend out. I'm just going to focus that blush on the apples of my cheeks. This color is so natural, perfect for a natural no makeup. It's not too pink, it's not too red, it's right in the middle. It looks like a very natural flush. These blushes blend out seamlessly and last a really long time. Westman Atelier makes some of my favorite blushes ever. This technique also makes it pretty much impossible to over apply your blush because you're not applying the stick right to your face, and also it's going to preserve the base that you applied underneath. Sometimes I find when I apply sticks to my face, not so much the Westman Atelier ones, but other stick products, they can disrupt what's underneath. So if you find that happening, use this technique and just pick it up on your brush and apply it straight to your face. This is also going to save you blending time because it's just do, then you're done. But now for what really brings this blush to the next level, I'm going in with also the Westman Atelier. This is the Lit Up Highlight Stick in the shade Petal. This is like a pinky highlight stick, but stay with me. This looks really good layered on top of this blush. Let me just show you. I'm doing the same thing. I'm just going to put this all over the back of my hand, just like that. And I'm just going to use that same brush to pick it up, and I'm going to just kind of stamp this right on top of that blush, focusing it more around my cheekbone. This is going to give the most beautiful glow to the blush. Oh my gosh. Look at how glowy and juicy that made my cheek. This side still is nice, but this side, oh my goodness. My skin looks so healthy and it doesn't look like makeup. I find applying this highlighter stick on top gives the skin a very like hydrated, plump look, and so it really doesn't look like you're wearing makeup. It's so stunning in person. On a no makeup day, you could also just wear this highlight completely on its own because it's a very sheer wash of pink, so it doesn't look too crazy, but oh my word, on top of this blush, this is just the most elite combo. I've been loving it. So I'm not going to be going in with a ton of different powders for today's look because again, I want this look to be really quick and easy, and when you're layering powders on top of creams, it can take a long time, and I just want to kind of do a bit of a shortcut here, so I find the easiest way to do that is with a good setting spray. You maintain the glow and the sort of texture of all the creams you applied, but you do get that added longevity that a powder typically does give you. I'm going with the L'Oreal Infallible 3-Second Setting Mist. This makes your makeup last so long, and it's very affordable. It's a dupe for the One Size Setting Mist if I don't want to apply a ton of powder, but I want my makeup to last a long time, or even if I'm wearing a more glam look, I will set it with this before I go in with powder, okay? That's my little secret for you today. Set your face with a mist before powder. You'll thank me later. Just make sure you spray a nice even layer all over your entire face. Now we're gonna move on to eyes. I wanted to keep the eyes really simple, so I'm just gonna use a single one and done eyeshadow today. I'm going in with the Makeup by Mario Master Matte's Long Wear Cream Eyeshadow in the shade Sandstone. And less is definitely more with these cream shadows. I'm just applying a tiny touch to my lid to start. These build really easily, so again, less really is more. You don't want to over apply and create problems for yourself. And then I'm going to go in with a Morphe eye blender brush and just blend that out. These blend really quickly and easily, but once they're done, they set down very nicely and they don't budge. This is super, super subtle. This just gave a very nice wash of color to the lids. You can use any color you want. They have a ton of really beautiful shades. This one is just a shade darker than my natural skin tone, so I feel like it covers the sort of discoloration on my eyes and also gives me a little bit of definition. If you have a little bit of extra time, you can totally go in with bronzer or eyeshadow in the crease. I'll show you what I do. It only takes me about a minute. I'm going in with the new Patrick Ta Major Dimension Essential Artistry Edit eyeshadow palette in the shade Light. These are beautiful. I just did a review on them, so if you want to check that out, I'll put it on the screen. I'm going to mix together these two shades right here. But before I go onto my eye, I'm going to swirl my brush on the meaty part of my hand so that I don't get patches. You don't want to get patches. You don't want to over apply your eyeshadow when you're in a rush. Trust me, that's a hard mistake to fix on the go. And I'm just going to blend that into my crease and a little bit on my lower lash line in windshield wiper motions, just really wanting a very light wash of color here. That step is totally optional, but it does give nice dimension. One step that is not optional that I always do, even for no makeup or when I'm in a rush, is curl my lashes. I'm trying out a new lash curler. This is from Milk Makeup, and I almost always use the Shiseido one. I'm gonna link both of these down below, but I have been liking this curler. I can't tell if I like it better than the Shiseido one yet though. Even when I'm wearing no makeup, I do like to curl my lashes. I just feel like it makes me look more put together. For mascara, when I'm going for more of a natural look, I like to use a brown mascara. You can use whatever color you want. This is a kind of new mascara for me. This is the Lancome Lash Idol mascara, but in the shade brown. I really love this mascara because it is not too thick and volumizing. It actually really lengthens, lifts, and curls the lashes, giving you a very fluttery, kind of doll eye effect. I personally don't love too much volume when it comes to mascara, so if you're like me in that way, you would love this mascara. Okay, so I had a little bit of lip liner on. I removed that and put a little bit of just like foundation over my lips to remove the color from them. I just want to say before I move on to lips, I think the main difference between black mascara and brown mascara is brown mascara does really give a much softer, much more natural look, and it does make the color in your eyes, especially if you have blue or green eyes, it makes your eyes pop. I am wearing colored contacts right now. They look really natural and they're actually so comfortable. I have worn colored contacts for a long time and I just kind of like to play with different colors. These are green, but some colored contacts are really not comfortable. But anyways, if you want to check out these ones, I've got them linked down below. Let's move on to lips. This is one of the first things I've tried from Kylie Cosmetics. This is her Precision Pout Lip Liner in the shade Comes Naturally. This might be a dupe for my beloved MAC Whirl. I'm just going to overline my lips, focusing on the Cupid's bow and the center of the lower lip. This is the perfect Your Lips But Better kind of lip liner. It's a bit more of a dry formula, which I like. It's not too creamy. It doesn't like spread around, and once you apply it, it stays in place really nicely. And I also just love the color. It looks so good. For my all over lip color, I've been loving this lipstick. I've used it in a ton of my videos. This is the Laura Mercier Caviar Hydro Cream Lipstick in the shade Fifth Ave. This shade is very similar to my natural lip color. It looks so good with pretty much any makeup look. It is the perfect everyday wearable nude. It's matte, but it's not drying. I haven't found a shade like this that I love in a really long time. Now, this next step is optional. I'm just a little extra when it comes to my lip combos. I want a little bit of a pale nude in the center of my lips. I'm going in with MAC Flesh Pot and just tapping that in the center of my lips. It's gonna make my lipstick a little bit more nude and make my lips look a little bit more pouty. I always love a glossy lip, so I'm going in with my own makeup brand, Cheris Cosmetics. This is my water gloss, and this is the glossiest gloss. It makes your lips look very wet and glassy. I also love this formula because I have deep lines on my lips, and this just makes your lips look so plump and hydrated and full without any burning. It's got a very nice cooling feeling, like a cool glass of water for your lips. It's got a bit of a milky finish, but it goes with literally any lip combo. Now, I just want to add a couple quick finishing touches. I do like to powder under my eyes so I can lock my concealer in place all day. I don't like to powder my whole face, like I said earlier, because I want to keep that glow, but under my eyes, I do just feel like I tend to crease in that area, and I do want a bit of brightness. So I'm going in with the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder in the shade Light. And I'm just taking a very small amount of that and tapping that on my under eye area. This gives a little bit of brightness and also locks my concealer in place all day. This powder is phenomenal. I love this one and the pink version of it. And because that contour is quite cool, I do want to add a little bit of warmth to the face. This is the Laura Mercier Bronze Color Infusion in the shade Saint Croix. And I'm just using a Rephr 05 to dust that around the perimeters of my face as well as on my cheekbones a little bit. If you guys want more quick, easy makeup tutorials, definitely give this video a thumbs up so I know you want more. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment letting me know what kind of videos you want to see so I can make them for you. If you haven't seen my video on the 10 best makeup hacks for flawless skin, definitely check that out. It's on the screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.